So with my new apparent quest to try to catch this thing on fire, I've decided we should try to figure out how to game on the second slowest Power Mac G5 ever made. Yes, in the last video I was apparently mistaken. This is actually the second slowest, but it's still painfully slow. But this thing's already been maxed out with everything but a graphics card, and I've decided to put the second most powerful AGP graphics card that ever would work in a Mac. And that would be the X800 XT. Let's go. I'm Greg Hrutkay of Hrutkay Mods, and welcome to episode 5 of season 5 of my PowerPC series. Today, for the very last video of the PowerPC Challenge 2024, I've decided to install this X800 XT into this Power Mac G5, the iMac based one. And this is actually a PC card, and from what I can tell, it's different. I got this from Kevin Andre 4 years ago, and it's just been sitting on top of my 3.1 Mac Pro for 4 years, and I've never used it. So in today's video, we're going to actually plug it in and pray it works, because I never tested it. But thank you, Kevin, for this. We're going to get a lot of use out of it. And if you look on here, we also have the official Apple version, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but this one's very different. Besides the Fire GL heatsink on it, which is the same as the regular X800 heatsink like this one, just a little different. This is an AGP Pro card, which means it's got extra power pins on it. So you need a Molex connector to run this regular AGP card, which is kind of a problem with this because we already have 3 hard drives and an optical drive on the same Molex connector. So I have jerry-rigged a wire into that wire setup, and we're going to now be running 3 hard drives, an optical drive, and a video card on the same Molex connector, and praying that it doesn't catch on fire when we're gaming with it, which it could very well, especially with my wiring skills. This should be interesting. But yeah, this is a very weird, interesting card, and I say that because the back of it says it's an X800, but the front of it says it's a Fire GL, and this is definitely a PC card. So I don't know if it started out as an X800 or if it started out as a Fire GL. They're both the same cards with just different flashes on them. And as far as I know, they can be flashed either way. So yeah, this is now Mac flashed. It should work in this system. I actually bought this for my G4 MDD to replace the X850 XT that Colin made because I wanted DVI. And this actually should support the DVI where that didn't. And even though the 850 is slightly better, it's almost the same card. It's just a little bit faster. It's not going to be a big difference. So when I'm done testing games on this system, we're undoing the wiring in this, and we're going back to the old card that was in this to begin with. And this is going in my Firewire 400 MDD. So, yeah. But yeah, this is going to be a very fun card to play with. I've already test fitted it. It does fit, but I haven't tried to see if it actually works yet. So, fingers crossed it doesn't catch on fire when we hit the power button. So, let's go. All right, so here's the first power on test. We're just going to see if the card gets power and see if anything explodes, because this should be quite interesting because we've got all that plugged in, we've got that plugged in, and we've got that plugged in. Yeah, we're just going to see if it works. Also, when I hook it up to my ADC monitor, I will need the ADC to DVI adapter, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So let's hit the power button and pray nothing bad happens. If I can find the power button. Hey, it does get power. And it bongs. So in theory, this might just indeed work. Alright, so we've got the ADC adapter plugged in. We've got the ADC display plugged in. Let's see if it makes a video. I guess I'm troubleshooting now. Well, to start off, I actually didn't plug the card in right. I actually missed the slot entirely, and the only reason why the fan was kicking on was because it was plugged in. But, yeah, it doesn't make a video. So either the card's dead or it only works on G4s. I think it's already modified for a G4. So I'm not going to blame Kevin. The card just doesn't work right now, so I don't know what happened there. I don't have another system currently to test it in. Well, I do, I just don't want to drag it out. So we're going to undo all the mods and just put my 2.7's 850 XT in it, and then we'll play around with it. Yeah, it appears that the traces have already been cut for a G4. This system may not like running at 4 times. It might only take 8 times cards, so, oh well. I'm sure the card's fine. We're just going to switch over to a regular, real G5 one. Alright, the official card for my 2.7's in here. Let's see here. It powers on. I know it works, so needless to say, in 2005, you would not have bought this card for this system because it's way overkill and the system will probably never use it all. Needless to say, in 2024, you definitely would never buy this card for this system because it cost an arm and a leg, and it would be better deserved than anything else other than this system or, you know, the 1.6. But anyway, getting back to the point, it's installed. It seems to be working fine. We're going to install some games now. Well, we are currently installing Call of Duty 2, which is one of the very last PowerPC games I can think of that ever came out. And if this thing still had the original video card that was in it, it's the very minimum requirements required for this game according to the system requirements. So now that it's got an upgraded video card, it may even do better. But the recommended system requirements is at least a 2 gigahertz G5. And it probably didn't want to run on the slower bus speed either. So this is going to still probably chug along even with this video card, but it should be interesting. We're also going to install Quake 4 and try it. And it's got more lenient system requirements, but they both have basically, these are the highest graphic intensive games that were ever made for a PowerPC Mac, so this should be an interesting visual experience here. Okay, so welcome to Quake 4. Can this system game? I've already tested it a little bit. I maxed out the settings as much as I felt like it could probably handle. And these are the current settings on it. Can it game Quake 4 at these settings? Kinda. As you can see, it's got a lot of lag. It's kinda hard to react. It's sharp, it's smooth when there's not enemies on the screen, but is it playable? I mean, I've had worse experiences playing this game. But as you can see, it does lag a lot every time it loads a new area. During the intro screen, it had a bit of a freeze. And I thought the whole game had locked up. But it's playable, it's just kind of laggy at the max settings. If you ran it at a lower setting, it might be okay.
This is no place to let your guard down. Come on, let's see if we can't find my squad up ahead.
HQ, come in. Damn squibs must be jamming our signal. Kovich, what took you so long to get back?
Sorry, Sarge. Had a run-in with a strong. I had this Marine from Rhino Squad.
Your Rhino Squad? Hightail it back to the landing site, grab your medic, and bring him here.
I mean, it plays at max settings quite well. If you lowered the settings, it would play the game pretty good. I've played Quake 4 and a lot worse on max, and it runs fine. But when we get to, for instance, Call of Duty 2, that's where we run into some issues. Alright, so we're running at max settings, well, almost max settings on the whole thing. You can get through the training section fairly decently, but it does have massive lag.
You will have to move faster than that, comrade. You will need a real weapon if you wish to kill the fascists.
But it's very clean and sharp.
Good. Now go back and report to the commissar.
If I can see where I'm going.
Very good, comrade. Always remember to use the star on your compass to reach your current objective. Okay, Vasily. Let us see how good your aim is. Aim with one of those two teddy bears. Pistols and submachine guns might be good for short range, comrade, but for long range targets, a rifle is better. Step up to the shooting range. Ready, comrade? Shoot those bottles and plates. Imagine that they are the enemy. Aim down your sights, Vasily. You will be much more accurate that way. Not bad. Very good, comrade. That's enough, Vasily. Now, let's see how well you can do under pressure. You have 15 seconds to shoot the helmets. Ready? Now come over here and bash this mannequin with your rifle. That's enough, comrade. Come over here and pick up a grenade.
These are potatoes, Comrade Commissar. Why are we using potatoes instead of real grenades?
Because real grenades are valuable. In fact, they are worth a lot more than you are.
Comrade Commissar! Comrade Commissar!
Alright, here's where it starts getting slow.
We've got a prisoner. Come take a look.
Sie auf! Bitte töten Sie mich nicht!
Unsere Truppen. Comrade Commissar, he says the enemy is moving behind our lines. To the southeast. And they are supported by half tracks and mobile artillery. Sir, there's a German attack forming to the southeast. It looks serious.
Listen, comrades. There is an armory to the east in the basement of a house. Go there and load up on ammunition and supplies. I will stay and take care of our guest. Remember what you have learned. Good luck.
Oh no. It's bad. It's really bad. I can't even control it. Oh no. Alright. Now here's where it gets really bad. Yes, optimal settings. Now we're running at 800 by 600.
Silly first! We'll follow! We're going to take out some Panzer rifles, comrades. Grab a submachine gun.
Even at minimum settings, whatever it's got at, let's see here, all this turned off, it's just, it's bad. So can it game on Call of Duty 2? No, not at all. But can it play Quake 4? It does it quite well. So can it game? I've had better experiences with Call of Duty, way better experiences with Call of Duty 2, but it's just, yeah. You know, putting a high-performance card into a potato of a Mac is not a great idea. So let's wrap up the video. So in conclusion, can this thing game, especially if you upgrade the video card to basically the most powerful one you can put in it? Well, any game made before it was built, maybe right as it was built, will play. Any game made after, no. Even during it was being built, won't play very well. Quake 4 was built around the same time. This was made around the same time this was being sold. This was actually, Quake 4 came out around the PCIe era of G5s, so this was right at that tail end there. It can play Quake 4 decently. If you lower the settings, it will play it fine. It will definitely play Doom 3. I didn't even have to test it, but Doom 3 will run on about anything made around 2003 and later. So I know it will run Doom 3, but can it run Call of Duty 2? No. No, it can't at all. It's bad. It's really bad. It looked good though, especially with the graphics card. But you know, when you're playing at like a frame a minute, it's not playable. But yeah, gaming on the iMac based G5 that has is literally the second most least powerful G5 tower ever made isn't very tolerable. Now, even with the original graphics card, any game made up to about 2004, not really 2004, but any game made before that, it will play fine. In fact, Unreal Tournament 2004 will probably play fine on it too, but most games made before 2004 should play fine on it. But really, there's really no use case for this thing in today's world. Even back in the day, it just wasn't a good system. But it was weird. It's interesting. I love this system because how weird it is, but I wouldn't game on it. Anyway, on that bombshell, thank you guys for watching today. Don't forget, I do have a Patreon and also memberships if you'd like to join. There'll be a join button below. There's also a link below. There'll be a link at the end of the video for Patreon. And also, I do now have a merch store, and you can actually see my merch store below this video. Just go check it out. Maybe buy something and help me out. I'd greatly appreciate it. I've got a lot of neat designs, so... Anyway, enough shameless self-promotion there. Let's wrap up the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and this has been a Hrutkay Mods video. On a side note, this thing just idling right now. You know, I said it was convection cooled, and I never feel any heat coming out the back of it. It is pouring. It is radiating heat out the back of it right now. It's really quite warm. So yeah, gaming, no, don't do it on this.